When my wife and I bought our little patch of prairie 15 years ago, it was nothing fancy. Just 30 acres, a modest two-bedroom farmhouse, and a deep well that fed a freshwater spring trickling into the valley below. That spring has run through my family longer than I've been alive. It's why the land is so green while the rest of this county bakes in summer droughts. About 5 years back, a fancy new HOA subdivision cropped up a mile west of us. Big money ranchers decided the land was prime for cattle, so they bought 2,000 acres and turned it into a mega ranch, complete with its own board of directors who decided the whole valley should bow to their shiny rules. I mostly kept to myself, but last year they came knocking, literally. A man in khakis and shiny sunglasses told me my old shack didn't meet neighborhood appearance standards. I laughed him off. I wasn't even in their HOA. My land was older than their entire development. A month later, I went to visit my daughter in Arizona. Gone 4 days. When I got home, I found a bulldozer where my house used to be. A bulldozer and a smug HOA rep waiting in my drive. He handed me a pamphlet, Community Beautification Ordinance. He said they couldn't tolerate unsightly structures bringing down property values. They'd taken care of it. I called the sheriff. He nearly choked when he heard what happened. But the HOA's lawyer jumped in with some shady eminent domain claim. They'd slipped paperwork through the county clerk while I was gone, enough to stall any criminal charge. For 2 months, I camped under a tarp next to my own demolished home, fighting the HOA in court. Meanwhile, their cattle grazed the fields downhill, gulping my spring water like nothing happened. That's when it hit me. They were so busy patting themselves on the back, they forgot who owned the water. I pulled out the old ranch records. My grandfather's deed included water rights to the underground well and the spring, all the way down the draw. The HOA's mega ranch depended entirely on that spring to water 2,000 head of cattle. No spring, no cows. No cows, no profit. So I did what any mad, homeless rancher would do. I shut the valve. Right where the spring bubbles up, there's an old concrete cistern with a rusty cutoff. I turned it off, locked the valve box, and posted a big sign, Private Waterway, no trespassing. 3 days later, the HOA president showed up in his shiny truck, furious. His cows were bellowing like thunder. Dry troughs, brown grass, no water. He threatened me with court orders, fines, the whole legal song and dance. I handed him my deed and told him to read the fine print. If they wanted water, they'd have to pay, starting with rebuilding my house, board by board, exactly as it was, plus interest for my trouble. The next week was a circus. They sent lawyers, deputies, even the county water inspector, but my paperwork was ironclad. That spring is mine. Period. The cows grew thirstier by the day. They tried trucking in water, but moving thousands of gallons daily isn't cheap. Within a week, the HOA president was at my tarp with a handshake and a builder's contract. I made them rebuild my house, upgrade my well, and pay me for every gallon they'd ever used. By the time the lawyers were done, I owned half their grazing rights, too. Now, when I sip my coffee on my new front porch, I watch those 2,000 cows drinking my water like they always have. But this time, they pay for every drop. Moral of the story: never underestimate the quiet guy with the spring on his land, especially when you decide to bulldoze his home.